I didn't even mean to get into this, but with the flow of the show, it just makes sense. So I'll show Crypto Keeper. Okay, guys, seriously, let's be real. No one say this coming this low with Pulse. The product may be nice, but there is no consumer support or choice. I don't really know what you mean by the second part of that, honestly. I don't know if you're just saying because it's not listed on exchanges or something, but the price being down bad is the point that we're making right now is not unique to PulseChain. I mean, it's just not at all. Actually, contrarily, you can look at the Pulse chart, which we'll do in a moment, not yet, but while it's revisiting previous lows, PulseX is 3 or 4 times up from previous lows. It's basically at parity now and right there with Pulse. So it's one of those things which we'll get into. But I mean, if you've been DCing into all the core tokens in the ecosystem, then there's no way you're just feeling the pain of just the Pulse chart, you know. Yeah. But in other words, you know, misery loves company, whatever, call us bag holders, that's fine. But everything is down and in the shitter right now. Ethereum is $1,900. I mean, it is a disaster. Everything about the altcoin market right now is a complete and utter disaster. It's never been this terrible this late. That doesn't mean that it isn't going to turn around at some point. But everything is bad right now. Horrible. But I don't want to get too far. Ewok, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts specifically on Ethereum because its ratio is down to like 0.022. Again, like you said, every single day it's like, oh, bottom signals everywhere. And, you know, it just feels like there's never any bottom. But obviously this stuff will reverse at some point. We just don't know when for sure. But when you do have guys like Ben Cohen out there calling for even higher Bitcoin dominance and just, you know, victory lapping everything and beating their chest, that usually means you're close. So what do you make of ETH?
Well, yeah. So I'm looking here at this is the weekly chart, and it looks like, you know, the 50 is still over the 200. So it hasn't come back down across yet, surprisingly. You know, so as long as the green stays above the red, basically in this picture, it is somewhat bullish, even though it is down. Like I think, you know, I'm looking at Daddy Hexler's comment here, and I don't know if you showed that or not.
I didn't.
But it's similar to what I was saying. Is he says what's happening now is largely due to all the inflation from the last 4 years. They have to suppress the markets to bring down inflation so they can release the quantitative easing again. We need to endure the pain. And, you know, it's pretty much what I was just saying a little bit earlier. As they bring some prices down and crash things, it gets back to more of a realistic price. But, you know, in the sense of Ethereum, I still think it's I still think it's okay, even as painful as it is and as painful as it looks. Like you said, 0.023. Yeah, it's as low as it's been in quite a while. You know, that's what we're waiting for. I really think the pump off is going to start with Ethereum getting turned around. You know, Richard has mentioned this before, that the coin that runs the chain shouldn't be overly expensive. Ethereum was kind of a one-off situation because you're using it for gas. I mean, ideally, if you want prices to stay low and transaction fees to stay low, it's hard to make that coin high priced, I think. And you know, then you start running into these $10, $15 cents. It gets a little ridiculous. So I think his intention for Pulse may have been, you know, to keep it lower. And I think that's why we're seeing PulseX kind of pick up the pace, because you did mention that a little bit earlier. So
yeah,
as far as Ethereum, I still believe in it. I think a lot of people believe in it. It's just that rough part of the cycle, and it sucks.
It sucks big time. The interesting thing is, like, and we've seen this for a while now, is Trump has been buying Ethereum in droves. I mean, a lot of people, mega whales, have been buying Ethereum despite Ethereum dumping and stuff sometimes in the background. But, you know, I think it's really just going to be a matter of time. You know, it's just this is where we are this cycle. I mean, Sami always talks about the third cycle curse. I mean, that's definitely where Ethereum is right now. But it may just mean that we have longer to go. And you just alluded to like manipulation or the markets purposefully, you know, being bounced down and stuff like that. I think there's definitely teeth to that as well. And there's what are you going to do? I mean, in the meantime, if you're in altcoins, which obviously everybody here watching this is, and you know, across a lot of crypto are, all you can do is just wait. And there's a likelihood that we could see some of this stuff go into 2026. You know, we've talked about that before. Axis Alive has shared thoughts on that, you know, in the past, and some of this now even looks more likely because of kind of the delay of where we are right now. Even though a lot of this stuff can happen, you know, the market can turn on a dime in crypto.
Yeah.
But it's happened in the past. I mean, you can speak to it, Ewok, 2017, which is what we're more so mirroring now. I mean, maybe not Bitcoin, maybe it will, maybe it doesn't, but something 100% is going to run into 2026, if not multiple or many things that will happen. Will we be part of it? You know, if you experienced Hex in 2020 and 2021, it was really after Ethereum topped, or after people thought Ethereum topped, that Hex had its moment really in the sun.